I am going to share with you a very funny book called Voosuvius Poovius. It was another pongy day in stinky Rome. Soldiers gasped on their way to war. Children fainted on their way to school. Everyone hurried on as fast as they could, trying to get away from the whiff of the unmentionable. Okay, I'll mention it. The whiff of poo. Poo was a big problem in ancient Rome because no one knew what to do with it. Some people hid it under the carpet, other people dropped it down the well. Some people even dropped it into other people's pockets when they weren't looking. Poo was not only a problem in ancient Rome, it was a forbiddenus wordus. To save his wife's blushes, the emperor had decreed that no one was allowed to even say the whiffy word. You must think of nicer words to say. Delightful words like marzipan or strawberry or jewels. A citizen of Rome who utters the unmentionable word will be chopped up into little pieces and fed to my dogs. I did a huge daffodil last night, said numerous Tuis. I did a couple of quite big honeybees this morning, said Louis Bluis. What did you do with yours? Said numerous Tuis. I threw mine over Voosuvious Poovius's fence. Me too, said numerous Tuis. He'll never notice. Indeed, Voosuvious Poovius hadn't noticed. He was far too busy with his slide rule and crayons. Voosuvious Poovius was a Roman inventor, and for many years he had been trying to solve the problem of unmentionables. Oh, boy. He had tried the stomping effect, but flatter and wider was no solution at all. He had tried the catapult principle, but that only lobbed the problem somewhere else. Voosuvius Poovius had tried all sorts of things, but now, for the first time, he really believed that he was on to something. A new idea had come to him the night before. I wonder what that idea was. He was lying in bed, listening to the rain and wondering how moles disposed of their jelly beans, when a lightning flash lit up the sky. Vesuvius sat up and stared at the rain. Tunnels! He cried. Tunnels and rain. That's it. I will build a system of tunnels beneath Rome, and I will build a rainwater flushing system for flushing away unmentionables. Right, Vesuvius. It wasn't just clever, it was Voosuvious Poovius genius. He wrote a letter to the emperor straight away. Dear Emperor, I bring great news. After many years of examining the problem of daffodils, I am pleased to tell you that I have cracked it. Sugar lumps, fairy cakes, and custard creams will no longer be the curse of ancient Rome. I have designed a new jam tart disposal system. It can dispose of rosebuds, budgie nightingales, and even chocolate custard. You must come and see it. Even better, come and try it. Vesuvius read the letter back to himself, and then it didn't make one jot of sense. If the emperor read it, he'd probably be arrested and thrown into prison for being mad. He might even end up as dog food. He needed a different plan. He sucked on his pen and he thought very hard and wrote another letter. This time it was very short but clever. Vesuvius read the letter to himself and smiled. Two good ideas in one night. I'm on a roll. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Emperor, please come to my birthday party on Tuesday, 4 till 6. Love, Vesuvius, unmentionable Poovius. All week, Vesuvius busied himself preparing for the visit of the emperor and his wife. He was just blowing up the last party balloon when he heard a loud knock on his door. Vesuvius looked at his sundial. 4 o'clock already? The emperor and his wife are here. The emperor and his wife strode in wearing golden party hats. Happy birthday, Vesuvius, they cried. Where's the party tea? Vesuvius pointed to the lounge. Tuck in, he smiled. There's prune cocktail, sheepside dumplings, eel jelly, frog burgers, beetle pizza, snail squash, crow soup, and lots more. The emperor and his wife loved a good feast, and they dived in straight away. Not hungry, Vesuvius, said the emperor, with a mouthful of jellyfish crisps. Not really, said Vesuvius with a shudder. The sugared snails are delicious, grunted the emperor's wife. This is my 14th. Munch by munch, slurp by slurp, and belch by belch, the emperor and his wife worked their way through the tummy-curdling lot. Finally, with a burp and a grunt, they flopped out on the sofa in a heap. Vesuvius, said the emperor, that was the finest tea party I've had. Yes, said the emperor's wife with a mouth. Such a nice change from hens, beaks, and breadcrumbs. I'm pleased you enjoyed it, said Vesuvius. Can I get you something else? There's honeyed hedgehogs in the larder. The emperor raised his thumb, but then shifted slightly in his seat. He lowered his hand and placed it on his huge balloon of a belly. On second thoughts, Vesuvius, I'll pass. Not for me either, said the emperor's wife, who had begun to look rather green. The emperor's tummy gurgled loudly. He nudged his wife. I think I'm going to explode, he whispered. Me too, she squeaked. Would you like to have an after dinner sheepside? Asked Vesuvius mischievously. The emperor squirmed. Some with ink tea, perhaps? Smiled Vesuvius. The emperor's wife wriggled uncomfortably. We really couldn't, she gasped. The emperor's tummy rumbled like a stampeding rhinoceros. His toga shook, and the candles fell off Vesuvius's birthday cake. Vesuvius did the polite thing and pretended not to notice. The emperor's wife's tummy gurgled like a blocked drain. She placed both hands under her bottom and squirmed like an eel. She wasn't green anymore. She was white. Her eyes were bulging and her lips were pinched tight. Her husband placed a cushion over his belly as another thunderous rumble shook the mosaics from the wall. The emperor's ears began to throb and his bottom began to tremble. Vesuvius, he groaned, I'm awfully sorry, but I very much need to. We positively have to do a cola cube, squealed his wife. A sugar mouse, gasped the emperor. Vesuvius smiled politely. I'm sorry, I don't understand, he said. The emperor and his wife leapt up from the sofa. A poo, Vesuvius, screamed the emperor. We need to do a poo. Quick, follow me, said Vesuvius. The emperor and his wife dashed out of the lounge and followed Vesuvius down the hallway. They lifted up their togas and dived for the seat. Use these, Vesuvius said. Vesuvius went back to the lounge to clear up the party plates. He was halfway through washing up when the emperor and his wife bounced back into the kitchen and slapped him on the back. Vesuvius, your invention, it's marvelous, it's fabulous, it's incredible. What is it? I have called it the Voosuvious Poovius Luvius, or Lou for short, he smiled. Get the honeyed hedgehogs out, said the emperor. And the squid ink tea, said his wife. We want to have another go. And go they did. The next day, the emperor decreed that every villa in Rome was to be fitted with Vesuvius's new invention. Vesuvius became a national hero. His birthday became a Roman holiday, and everywhere he went, he was carried shoulder high. In fact, even today, some people still leave their loose seats up as a salute to Voosuvious Poovius. I hope you have enjoyed this story, Voosuvious Poovius.